Good evening and welcome to the NXTGEN Season 12 Modern Touring Car Championship. It's the penultimate round, round 11 of 12. And the championship is very much interesting. 4 people still mathematically possible to win it before the racing tonight. And we are missing one of the key players. Scooby G not here. So it opens the door wide up for who can win this prestigious title. 5 minutes of qualifying. Let's have a look at the championship standings as they are. Scooby G's on 157 points, followed by Fraser on 149. Omega's on 135 with Jamie on 129. Whitford's on 117. Ginge 101, RS Jim 99, Slidergas 90, Jack is on 86, Martin on 85, Shadowstalker is on 53, One Home Mofo on 52, Boy Rex on 46, Tim on 44, Adam Morris 37, Edu on 33, Royson 26, 25 for Cam, Envoy Extremes on 24, and Suzuki RMZ is on 16 points. We're here at Oulton Park Island Circuit, so here we go. 5 minutes of qualifying begins now. And the drivers will have to give all their worth to gain that prestigious pole position point. As you watch Martin come down towards the Hislop chicane. No one else can enter the qualifying anymore. We're past that 3 minute mark. As Martin will set the first time. Well, 1:26.8 beaten by Ginger, 1:25.6 there. RS Jim won't beat that. They've all got one more attempt though. Still in that pole position place. Boy Rex are up into third. Adam Morris has retired before qualifying ends. That's a big slide that from Martin. There's Boy Rex. He's tucked right up behind Jamie, who's currently fifth. There's Slidergas in fifth. Jack currently 7th, not a good starting lap, but it's a banker nonetheless. Track limits on this track are very, very strict. Makes things a lot harder. As I've said before, 4 people still in the picture to win this championship mathematically, and it will be very much likely now. As Jack is off, that is qualifying over for the BMW driver. Ginge still there. Martin sets a time over 1:25.1. Who's going to be the final man? Who's going to be the first man to actually cross the line without any remaining time to put another lap in? It's not quite going to be Whitford, nor is it going to be Shadows. Whitford puts it into 4th. There's Jamie. He's the first one to finish. He puts it in 6th there. Look at who that is. That's Fraser. Has put it in 3rd place now. Here comes Caesar 82 in the BMW. Crossline currently in 12th. No time set so far. Puts it in 8th. Slider gas. Doesn't put a time in at all. Word from the pit lane. The tyres on Jack's BMW were not warming up at all blue. Couldn't get them warmed up on that BMW. Ginge comes across the line, doesn't go any faster than he has previously. Martin will be the next man to cross the line. He won't bother, he puts it into the pits, as does RS Jim. Whitford. Cross the line, nothing given there for him. And no one in the championship fight takes the pole position point. Ginge takes pole from Martin. Fraser is 3rd, RS Jim 4th, Whitford in 5th, Boyraxa 6th, Jamie in 7th. Shadow Stalker in 8th place, a great little stint for him. C82 9th, Royston 10th, Jack way out of position in 11th, and Slidergas no time set. So we're going to wait the start here. So we're going to have the 3 red lights. And we're green here. Ginge loses the lead. It's a good start from Whitford in 2nd place. Martin will take the lead though, going through Old Hall Corner. As we head down now towards the island hairpin. There's James Fraser looking to make a move. That's on Jim. Jamie's there as well. Let's now head down towards Hislop's. Jim's has got a good run on Whitford. Coming down to the chicane. As they head through. Fraser already has a penalty. Ginge couldn't quite get past Whitford there. Jack up into 8th place at the moment. But as things settle, so a quick glance. Yeah, I think. Apologies for that. Quickly checking something. But Ginge looking at the inside of Whitford here for 2nd place. He's not going to get it because of the traction of that BMW is so good. We end lap number 1 and Martin has a comfortable 1 second margin. Whitford is in 2nd place at the moment. And there goes Fraser. He's now up into 4th place as he passes Jim. And that looked like Jamie off very wide. It is Jamie off very, very wide. He was in 6th place. Where is he going to come back on the circuit at? Oh, he almost loses it again. He almost has lost it again going into the Island Heavy. He comes down into 9th place. Not ideal for him. At the front though. And Ginger's getting hassled here by Fraser. Fraser did have a little look into Druid. It's not quite going to pay off though. Jim right there if anything goes wrong. Boy racks it in 6th. Jack is now up into 7th place. As they head into Lodge Corner. For just the 2nd time tonight. Jamie there has got to have a good recovery. So you need to watch Jamie as they come into the Cascades. And there's collision between Jamie and Slidergas. Not ideal between those two, but Jamie I think Jack's had an issue as well. Yeah, Jack's spun in the background. Having a look at this back on the stream. It's like Jamie's gone. Or is it? Oh, sorry, no, that's not Slidergas, that's Caesar 82. He's had a collision with. Just trying to switch back to Jamie, didn't quite work. But Fraser now up into 2nd, he's past Ginge. He's looking to pass Whitford for 2nd place even. Can he make the move? Can't quite do it, but he's currently in that 3rd place. They head into the Island Hairpin. Ginge looks down the inside of Fraser, a bit of contact. And not a lot doing there. Tim is up into 10th. He's having a great race. Also with his mate Shadow Stalker. He's locked up though into the Island Hairpin. Just about misses the barrier. Oh, and he's collided with Shadow Stalker on the way back in. That's not quite the best entry, that from Tim. And the bonnet off of the Renault Megane as he falls. Near the back. Royston back for this week. It's good to see him back. Down 11th at the moment, but Martin still leads this race by nearly 4 seconds. He's having a great back end of the season. Fraser still all over the back of Whitford as we come up towards Old Hall. Whitford doing a fantastic job in that BMW. Fraser practically pushing him through the corner, and here comes Boy Rax for good company. Wide from Whitford, but he'll get away with it. Well stuck on the tarmac. Fraser tries to go around. Oh, has he cleared? He has cleared him. Will he get enough of a run going out as we come up towards the hilltop? These two locked in championship battle. Whitford will have the inside for his lops, and Fraser will have to concede that. It's a good attempt coming out of the Island Hairpin. And it looks like Jack has had another issue. Possibly with Caesar or something, because he's lost a lot of time. But back to this battle at the front. On board with Fraser already on lap number 5 of 15. A third of the way through. Cars flying around this circuit. We hit the brakes for Lodge. A lovely run for Fraser. Can he keep the inside for Old Hall? It looks like he might do. Down the inside of Old Hall corner, and there's nothing Whitford can do about it. That has Fraser written in second all over it. Jack has disconnected. Whitford will keep in second though. This is getting very, very tight. Whilst this is happening, I'll quickly send Jack an invite. Back onto it, so here we go, we're back into it. What has happened to Ginge? I do apologise for... Yeah, Ginge has a bit of an issue. I apologise for the quick interruption. Gonna get a co-commentator in for the rest of the race. I should probably just send him an invite at the start of the race every time. But Ginge down into 6th at the moment. Fraser looking good in second right now. This would put him 10 points ahead of Scooby G. And it would also take out Jamie and Whitford. Good evening, Jack.
Hello.
You're back again.
Yes, and not of the natural kind. I slipped on my pedal and knocked my PlayStation off.
Ah, that's an interesting way to
Yeah.
go. But Whitford down to 5th though, whilst we talk about Jack turning his PlayStation off. Whitford down into 5th now. Not ideal for championship purposes.
Have to give credit to Whitford, to be honest with you, to even keep that BMW in a straight line, because it seems to be suffering a lot more than the front wheel drive cars with the colder weather.
Yeah, I think it's just you just can't quite push it enough to get the heat into the tyres, I don't think, at the moment with the BMWs.
No, it's when I was driving around, it seemed to be a case of you have to push flat out to even get any temperature in the tyres. Looks like Boy Rex going for a move on Jim.
He is looking down the inside. Still on the inside of Lodge. Through Deer's Leap they come. And that...
Whitford's got it right through the middle.
Whitford 3 wide, going down the main straight between this for third place.
Has Whitford got it?
Whitford's done it through the middle, thread the needle. Whitford back up into that podium places. Fantastic move from the BMW driver. Very opportunistic as well.
I have to say, if Whitford even finishes in the top 5, oh, bit of a tap from Boyrak, so I'm sure he'll let him slip back through, will he?
I think the BMW is going to have good enough traction anyway. Whitford did lock up going in, so not ideal for the front tyres, although it might give him a bit of heat.
You can see there's Whitford again, sketchy times around the back, especially for the chicane, very difficult. With the track limits penalties being on, it's exceptionally harsh around here.
Well, I don't know if you're interested, Jack, but I've got the championship picture looking as it currently stands.
That'd be great.
At the moment. Currently, Fraser would take over the lead of the championship with Scooby not attending tonight.
Mm.
And it will be by 10 points at the moment.
That's a big advantage.
It will be.
Although a win for Scooby and 4th for Fraser, and that'd flip it.
It would, yeah, but you've got to bear in mind that pole position point as well. That can change things a lot. But behind that, Jamie and Whitford would become out of contention for the title. Jamie currently 30 points behind, with Whitford on 35 behind Fraser as it stands. Boy Rex looking like a move down on the inside of Jim into the island hairpin. He's got him. Good move.
Oh, pole sitter, Ginge in 6th there. Did he get another terrible start?
He got a bad one down to 3rd, and then he had a bit of a moment somewhere whilst I was inviting you to said party.
Thank you. Apologies, everyone, for that little brief interlude. That was my fault.
I think I'll just send you a party invite at this before you start racing. Well, that probably do the trick.
Jim's got a penalty.
Good.
Jim had to slow down.
Yes, and that's put Ginge up into the top 5.
That's a huge. That's an awful amount of time to lose, because Jim's now what 10.7 behind the lead. He's 1.4. He was about a second in front of Ginge. He's lost 2.5 seconds. Not, and that for a little run over the curb like that is exceptionally harsh.
It is, yeah, very harsh. I mean, even Tim's got a penalty around there. In fact, actually, Tim's had a bit of an off-road scene at the island hairpin.
Tim and Shadowstalker had a bit of an incident earlier on when they were behind me going out of the hairpin.
Yeah, I think a slightly bad re-entry onto track from Tim as he hits the stack. That's a hell of a save. What a save from Tim.
Yeah, well, Tokyo Drift Award goes to Tim for that one.
Whilst that's going on. Yeah, Whitford, I was going to say, Boy Rexer was very minorly in front into the island hairpin. He's not going to hold it into his knobs, though. Already 2/3 of the way through this race, pretty much.
Oh, Whitford's run wide. I think that's going to be it. I think Ginge's going to get... No, Ginge backed out of it.
Yeah.
Ginge wide again. That might be a penalty for Whitford.
Boy Rexer.
Just that little...
Gone.
No, that was it.
Boy Rexer up into 3rd place in the podium position. He's really been impressive, Boy Rexer, in this front-wheel drive car. He doesn't tend to enjoy front-wheel drive, but he seems to get on very well with the touring cars.
Does very much indeed. Now, I'm right in saying that Martin, because of the gap that Whitford had to holding everyone up, apart from Fraser sneaking past him earlier on, has granted him that gap, but Fraser's took 8/10 out of him on the last lap with 4 laps to go. If he keeps that pressure up, he'll be right on the back of him come the end.
Fraser was actually around 5-6 seconds behind Martin when he got into 2nd place. He's been gradually clawing back the time. But Ginge, maybe having a look on the outside of Whitford coming up to the island hairpin, thinks better of it. That number 2 car, the teammate car to Omega. The traction of that BMW out of the hairpin is almost impossible to get up alongside going into his knobs.
The best chance for him, for Ginge to get past, is through the chicane section here, because having driven the BMW during this race, it would not turn, it would not brake. I think that's Tim sat at the side of the road. And that's the best option you've got, is trying to nail it coming up towards Knickerbrook, really.
Fraser's taken another 8/10 out of Martin this lap.
Has he got a penalty though, Fraser?
He does. He has a 1-second penalty. Now he could pull that out. Fraser's been going, I mean, he's just taken a second out of Martin on lap 11.
This is the circuit, as I'm sure you might have reminded everyone, Jordan, that this is the circuit that Fraser won the Renault Esports final for the PS4 users. So
was it?
Well, it was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did not know that. There you go.
He's got some incredible advantage around here. I think Tim's retired.
No, he's just gone for a pit stop.
Oh.
Fresh set of boots, he's going to go for the fastest lap, I think.
Tim gets fastest lap, I'll eat my hat.
Do you even have a hat to eat?
Yes. Well,
good.
Candy floss.
So yeah, otherwise you have to go out and buy one.
All over the back of Martin, though.
He is, and Ginge still on the back of Whitford.
Here comes Fraser. Will he jinx to the inside? No, he's just going to sit there.
He will look for a better run out and potentially look for the inside for Old Hall.
I think he is going for the inside. He's got... Oh, he's not quite. He's going to have to switch back, which he has done. Martin...
And squeezing him.
Yeah. Not giving him an inch of ripple. Fraser right on the limit. Oh, just getting on that curb.
Into Denton's and into the Cascades then for the 13th time. Fraser needs to make a move now. He's gone very sideways through the Cascades. And that's lost him about half a second.
Well. It's going to take him a couple of corners to get that back. Just looking on in the background while this action is going on. Whitford, yeah, I was just about to say, he's defending heavily from Ginge again.
Ginge looking to go around the outside of the island hairpin.
Whitford just moving across to not give Ginge the switch back, and it's worked again for him.
It's almost like Ginge needs to brake extra early if he wants to get that move done. Lots of people with penalties in the moment actually. RS Jim, Jamie, Slidergas, Tim, and Fraser.
What happened to Jamie near the start? Did he get a tap and sent off, or?
All I just saw his car in the bottom half. Oh, that's Shadow Stalker off for a spin. I just saw his car whiz off on the bottom of my screen, not for that Cascades. So could be anything really. I mean, if he touched the grass on the way through, very easy to do.
Fraser now 2 tenths behind Martin. He's all over the back. He's got a chance.
He's going to look through it
to commit.
into Cascades. This is brave. This is brave stuff from Fraser into the Cascades.
He's giving him room. Martin's put a wheel on the grass. He's going to...
And that's Fraser through.
Fraser's going to have to... Is he just enough ahead?
Yes, he is. He's covered the door. That's a fantastic move from Fraser. Martin, now looking for a potential switchback, isn't going to get the run off the corner at the moment.
Now, the lap of his life. Can Fraser extend his points from 10 to 13?
Very possible. He's now starting to pull away. Whilst that's happening, Whitford still having to defend from Ginge. A bit of a race-long battle this has become.
Now, regardless of what happens here, I'm going to give my... If he was to give a driver of the day, I don't necessarily like doing it because I think it's false, but Whitford has been phenomenal in that BMW. I know the car doesn't have the pace, it's much more fit than the car type, but Whitford has driven, not just this race, but all season's been phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you actually on that one. Whitford, fantastic defence. And I will just say before we go any further, Fraser has already got a second.
Fraser's got 1.2, yeah.
Hopefully, has he got any more? No, he's still got only 1 second's worth of penalty, so he is currently winning this race. He's at 82 now, picking up a penalty. It looks like Shadow Stalker's just waiting till the end almost. He's trying. Don't know what he's doing.
Wonder if he's had an issue. He wouldn't normally just park it. Oh, gap between. This is close. We've got to watch this gap because it's 9 tenths now.
And this is the final lap of the race.
Make that 8. Oh, Martin's gone in deep. He's gone too wide. I think that's it.
That has cost him about half a second.
It's
and he's gone wide on the exit of Knickerbrook.
It's game over. Sadly for Martin, it would have been a popular second win of the season.
Yeah, obviously a good win at Donington. He's been on form the second half of this season, Martin. You hate to think if he was doing results like this at the start of the season, he'd be well in the hunt for the title.
If he'd have not driven the Astra at the start, but here comes Fraser.
Fraser comes through to win Oulton Park, the penultimate round, and he's in the driving seat for the championship, heading into Ruapuna. Martin will come home a very nice second place with a penalty attached to him. Boyrax a third. Whitford a fantastic drive of the day fourth. And the timings have mucked up. Ginge is 5th place. Jim comes home in 6th. Jamie's gone for a massive roll as he normally does in 7th. Slider gas, a little bit of a dented BMW here in 8th.
Brave 8th finish, to be honest. I think that all the BMW drivers who have finished have put in an absolute brilliant show, even to get the car within a minute. Including Caesar in that as well, because he's 50 seconds behind. There goes Slider.
Sliding around, as his name suggests. He finishes in 8th place. Royston.
That's a cracking return for Royston. Brilliant drive.
In 9th place, ahead of Caesar. Now that's a good result. Caesar is not slow at all.
Not at all. Not at all. It's a fantastic result for Royston, especially the fact that he's been out for, I think, 8 races now, and this is his first one back. He hasn't had much practice. Cracking result. Really well done.
Tim comes home for 11th place. With a pit stop as well, which is quite funny.
I think he got fastest lap.
I'll have a look. Best lap for Tim, a 1:28.3.
Well, his new tyres beat Shadowstalker's best lap.
He did, yeah. The fastest lap of the race, a 1:24.4 by Fraser.
From our race winner.
So, Fraser does take the win here at Oulton Park, followed by Martin. Boyrax a third. Whitford was 4th, not Ginge. That's a typical Project Cars timing error. Ginge comes home in 5th. Jim in 6th. Jamie 7th. Slider Gas is in 8th. Royston 9th. Fantastic return. Almost worthy of a drive of the day, just for that on his return. Caesar 82, 10th. Tim 11th. And Shadowstalker will finish in 12th place.
How many laps did Shadowstalker complete?
11. Well, he was on lap 11, so he completed 2/3.
Might not get the points for that.
But
I
as
think
for
the rule is... Go on. The championship is more important. Go on.
So as the championship would stand here, Fraser would lead, barring any alterations to this. Fraser would lead into Ruipuna with a 13-point gap, which is going to be a massive advantage going into Ruipuna. A very hard place to overtake on. Scooby G would be in that 2nd place, and he'd be the only person who could take the title away from the Renault Esports finalist. Jamie and Whitford, sadly, will no longer be in the championship. Jamie will be 31 behind, and Whitford 40.
I have to say, Whitford being into the championship fight with 2 rounds to go in a car that is evidently not as quick as the Megane is a fantastic achievement.
Oh, it's a brilliant effort. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's had a fantastic season. But going into Ruipuna, it's a 2-horse race. And who's your money on? Because this could go either way. I mean, 13 points. I mean,
It would rely on Scooby winning and Fraser coming in 9th.
But if Scooby can take pole position as well, that also makes things interesting.
Yeah, I think that still factors in the points, I think. 22 to 9. It would, so he'd have to be 8th. Yeah. If Scooby wins and gets pole.
But that's all to come next week at Ruipuna Park. It's going to be a fascinating one to watch. But next up is my point of view as I attempt to race in some Clios. Doesn't seem to go to plan normally, so be a fun one to watch. But that's also from Oulton Park Island. But next week, Modern Touring Cars, Ruipuna Park, the finale. Do join us for that next week. But for myself,
I'll be in the commentary seat with Jordan as well.
Oh, that's gonna make the championship even more interesting. One less car on the grid.
Yep.
But from myself and Jack and all of the Modern Touring Cars drivers, thank you all for watching tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening.